right. It's not necessarily about age. I respect the tenure that the current sheriff has served. I mean, our current sheriff has actually served in the sheriff's office since February of 1972. And so that's over 40 years of service that he's given. But one thing that I think that we have to make clear is that these elected positions do not become Supreme Court nominations. They're not lifetime positions. And as he said, at some point, law enforcement has changed over the past 40 years. The needs of our community has changed over the last 40 years. And we cannot continue to go tell young people, here are the set of tools that you need to be successful and move forward. You know, go fill your toolbox up with experience. Go fill your toolbox up with you know, doing community, you know, projects and outreach. Go fill it up by building your communication skills and your interpersonal skills and engaging citizens. Go build it by helping youth. You know, go build it by getting an education and getting training. And then when you come back and say, okay, my toolbox is full, I'm ready. It's taking me some time, but I'm prepared. And then, you know, you have people look at you and say, well, go stand over there. Wow. You know, so we can't do it. And right now, when we look around our city and we see the things that are going on, I don't want to suggest that the sheriff's office is the savior for the city, because that's not my suggestion. But here's what I am saying. I am saying that we can deliver more, and we will deliver more under my leadership. And no longer in this city, no longer can we afford to allow longevity to be an excuse for complacency. Okay, we got to make change and we got to move forward. And you know, my opponent, who is the sheriff, I'll say this lastly. If the message that we're going to send to young folks who have gone out and done the things to vet themselves and prepare themselves for leadership, if we're going to look at a person who's been sitting there for 40 years and we're going to tell you that that is the future of law enforcement in your city, then we have to be very careful about the message that we're sending to folks that want to get engaged, that are ready to take us into the next 20, 25 years.
Now, I have a question. What you think a good year to sit for a position, like, you know, 20, 30? How many years you want to sit?
I think you sit for. I think that you sit for as long as you are effective. Okay. I think you sit for as long as you are effective. Okay. I mean, let's take a look at Ray Lewis. Okay. Our sheriff was in office when Ray Lewis was a 7th grade middle school student in Lakeland, Florida. And we all know what Ray Lewis has done since that time period. He's gone on to 4 years of high school. He went to college at the University of Miami. And then he did 17 years in the NFL. And retired. And one day, Ray Lewis looked in the mirror and said, I'm not as effective as I used to be. And so I'm going to move on. And so Ray Lewis, you know, even understood, and I hate to make a football analogy, but I love football and I love the Ravens. Okay? And so that's the same thing you have to do from a leadership position and perspective. As long as you remain absolutely effective and you help to continue to change the condition of the lives of the people who have elected you, then okay, by all means, get the job done. At this point, I think it's very clear that it's time for new leadership. And I'm asking the citizens of Baltimore to install me as that new leader, because that seat belongs to the citizens of Baltimore. It doesn't belong to the sheriff himself. It's not a personal seat.